What's up YouTube, Capital G here. So I have not done an episode of Hope for Rogue Players in quite some time, but this is so fucking amazing. This is so unbelievable. I felt like I just had to talk about this. So this is what everybody is talking about on like Facebook and Reddit and on Zodiac and whatnot. By the way, shout outs to Moon Gaming getting this profile. If you guys want to help another YouTuber, I highly recommend you watch this video. It only has like 200 views on it. Please check this video out and support the guy who got the deck profile. But anyway, so this is Justin Hine, and over the weekend he ended up going to a regional in Canada. It was like 220 some people, so that's like 8 rounds of Swiss, and he ended up getting 3rd place with dinosaurs. Now that doesn't sound all that strange or out of the ordinary, because you know, my brain, I was just like, oh, okay, some guy ran, you know, True King dinosaurs. What's really the big deal? The big deal is the version of dinosaurs that he ran. He did not run True King dinosaurs at all. He didn't run any ash blossoms, he didn't run any diagrams, no True King of all calamity, none of that garbage. He basically ran 100% pure dinosaurs. Like, let me crack open 3 fucking structure decks, put them together, Zodiac, let's fucking go, True Dracos, let's fucking go. I will body all of you guys with a $50 deck. This shit is, once you see the deck, you will not fucking believe this, but it's so incredible that no one has really even thought about just playing straight up pure dinosaurs. And if you guys want a little bit of proof, this is like the most, this is one of the most awesome pictures I've seen when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! In a very long time. This is him on table 1, obviously bodying some fool. The thing that you have to notice here, he's not even playing on a fucking playmat. This guy went to McDonald's, got a food tray, was like, yo, I'll bring this back in a few hours. Let me just body some scrubs right quick. You'll get it back. He was actually playing on a McDonald's food tray. That's how budget this shit is, guys. You don't need spell grounds or any of that expensive, you know, $400, $300 gem mats or any of that. A McDonald's food tray will perfectly suffice. Let me show you guys the deck. So this is the build in its entirety, and to me there are 2 major takeaways from this. The first is the deck is so damn budget friendly, and not only is that awesome, but I think that it's really refreshing. If you've looked at the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Over like the last year, there are just so many damn expensive cards, and a lot of them, unfortunately, you kind of want to run 3 copies of, whether it be Pot of Desires or Diagram, Zodiac Barrage. A lot of those cards have, you know, kind of sat around the $100 mark, and you look at this deck, and honestly, if you just took out the 1 copy of Regeki, this whole fucking main deck would be like a $45 investment. And I mean, $45 to get 3rd at a regionals, who wouldn't take that? This thing is dirt cheap. Now, full disclosure, there are some cards in this main deck that are not from the structure deck. I don't want you guys thinking 100% everything in the main deck is from the structure deck, but a lot of the other cards that aren't, like the Ghost Ogres, it's like a $4 or $5 card. Max C is in the other structure deck, so it's like that's not very expensive as well. I mean, this thing is not expensive in the least. I guess that's the point that I'm trying to make. He didn't even play a Utopia the Lightning, and by the way, he actually said that he barely went into his extra deck at all. So I mean, I would imagine that the main things you really need are just like Lagia, Doka, you know, a Castel, and then just a bunch of like good rank 4s. Now you will actually have to adjust this deck if you're looking to maybe play it competitively for this format, because he did run 2 copies of Instant Fusion, which are also not in the structure deck, but Instant Fusion is only like a $2 card in Fusion Enforcers, and Instant Fusion you probably, what I would imagine, want to take completely out of the deck, because there is no more Norden. Obviously, you know, he got banned and whatnot, so there would be probably some slight adjustments that you'd want to make to this deck. And then my second major takeaway from this is the fact that he completely stayed away from the True King version of dinosaurs. And don't get me wrong, I think that obviously there's some synergy there with the True Kings, and I think that it mainly comes from like Diagram and it being able to like blow up the babies and get you a surge at the same time. But the problem with me and the True Kings is I feel like after that search and that synergy with Diagram, it's like, what do the True Kings really add to the dinosaur deck? Like, they give you the ability to go into True King of all calamities, which is, you know, it's kind of nice when you combine it with Lagia or Doka, but let's be real, any player who plays Kaijus can easily crack that board. And then when you get your board cracked, it's like, what the fuck do you have to rely on? You invest so many cards into just playing the True Kings, it's like, is it really worth it in the end? And he decided to go the Lost World route, which is actually pretty crazy. I feel like this card has always been a shining star with dinosaurs. I felt like it's actually not gotten its kind of due, and I don't know, I feel like a lot of players they kind of dismiss Lost World, but the protection that you get from it, the fact that you can force your opponent to have tokens and you can just, you know, rip them a new asshole. I probably shouldn't have said that. Metaphorically rip them a new asshole. If you have like the ultimate conductor Tyranno and your opponent has a bunch of tokens on the field, you do a lot of damage that way. He also ran survivals, and then he said that this card was the MVP. I'd have to imagine that nobody saw this card coming. Probably a lot of people had to read it, and I think a lot of people forget about the second effect. Not only can you discard this with a Twin Twister and still use it from the graveyard, but it's kind of like a really nice play disrupting card. You can blow up your opponent's tokens if they're trying to do something with those. I don't know what they could actually use those tokens for that could be, you know, potentially useful if they're playing a deck like Zodiac or something like that. But survivals and can actually be used from the graveyard, and a lot of times I see people kind of summon Masterpiece and it is still vulnerable from traps, so it is kind of nice to be able to use this card from the graveyard, potentially blow up a Masterpiece, and it's like you don't necessarily have to worry about, you know, oh, I don't have a Kaiju, I don't have a way of outing Masterpiece. So, you know, just a very interesting card and a very interesting take in general on kind of like the dinosaur archetype. It's impressive to see that you can kind of go completely against the grain. You can just build a pure version, which completely budget, by the way, because even with the Regeki, I think that this deck prices out at like maybe $65 if you you know, drop $20 on a Regeki. This deck probably prices out at like $65 for the main deck, not including the extra on the side, because you know, the Kaijus and whatnot obviously drive the price up a little bit. But I don't know, I thought that it was pretty impressive, especially considering your boy wasn't even using a mat. Like, this dude is the fucking G of the week. But again, if you want to play the deck, you'll have to make some adjustments because Norton is obviously banned. Anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you guys think dinosaurs are that good of a deck? And after seeing this, do you now believe that maybe the true, or excuse me, maybe a pure version of dinosaurs is actually better than the True King version? Because again, I see the synergy there with Diagram. I'm not actually convinced that the dinosaurs get all that much from the True Kings. Like, outside of them popping themselves from like Diagram, what do the True Kings really do that the dinosaur deck can't do other than make you VFD or True King of all calamities? Anyways, I'm rambling at this point. Whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Again, please check out Moon Gaming's channel. It is a crime that this video has only 215 views. I would love to see this thing with thousands of views. At this point, I'm out, guys. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already.